Have you ever felt like no matter what you do, you're always to blame, always the problem in the family? Growing up as the scapegoat in a narcissistic family system, I know this feeling all too well. Um, in this video, I'm going to open up about what it's really like to be the scapegoat, why narcissistic families create these roles, and how I began to break free from years of just blame and pure gaslighting. If you've always felt like the black sheep in your family, you're not alone, and there is a way out. So, as I've said before, I did not have a name for what was actually going on in my life. I did not know my parents were narcissists. I just thought they were mean. I did not know my sibling was the golden child. Like it all makes sense. And I didn't really know I was the scapegoat. I just thought I wasn't loved or wanted. Um, Being the scapegoat, it's very traumatic and it keeps you in a trauma-based reality all of your life. Even when you leave out of that family system because you're so much on high alert. You have a lot of anxiety. You're always worried about how someone views you or sees you. If someone accuses you of doing something that you know you didn't do, you just want to be like, I didn't do that. I didn't say that. That was not me, because you're always fighting for your truth. That's the one thing I can say about being a scapegoat. I've always had to fight for my truth, and nobody believed me. That's because that's the way the family system was set up. So if I had to do our family system, it was only four of us, myself, a sibling, my mother, my father. My mother was definitely the leader. Um, my father, I'm learning, he is narcissist as well, but in the role with her and the family, he was the enabler. But towards her, he was the narcissist. Now I can kind of piece it and see it together. My sibling was the golden child. And when I was younger, where I one about what was going on with um it became very normal. My my brother would have, I remember right when I was getting ready to graduate from high school, and I had to go in my brother's room for something. I can't remember what it was, but he had so many pairs of shoes. They were lined up around his room like the floorboard on the wall. That's just how many pairs of shoes he had. I had one pair of shoes. And at this time, I'm 17, 18 years old. I've become so accustomed to not having. It did not bother me, but I was aware. And what I've realized my scapegoat role has done to me as an adult is giving me a sense of it's okay if you don't have, and it's okay to watch other people have. I never, and I thank God for this, I never got into a sense of jealousy or rage. I accepted the position that I had in life, and I celebrated others, and it was okay for me not to be celebrated. I think that's the biggest trauma response I have literally lived my whole life through. And breaking through that is very, very hard. It's very, very hard to say, no, I deserve things too. And even if someone gifts me something, or I have now an abundance of shoes, I still gravitate to that one pair because that's very normal for me. That's my norm. Um, so that's been something that I'm slowly breaking through. And to be honest, it really helps because now I can define it. Before, I just thought that's just the way it was, and there was something wrong with me. The narcissistic family system is very damning to the scapegoat child. You're blamed for everything. No one comes to your defense for anything, ever. I can remember one time, my brother is younger than me, and he had this like chain in his hand. I don't know if it was a bike chain. I can't remember, but I know it was metal. And he was trying to hit me in my face with it. And I remember blocking my face and pushing it back towards him, and it ended up hitting him in his face. And I got a spanking for that. And I was thinking, I'm saying, no, 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 but I was just protecting myself. It didn't matter. Nothing you did mattered. No one ever came to your defense. No one ever spoke up for you. And that's the role of that scapegoat child. That's your role. Nobody worries about what you're doing. Nobody checks on you. Nobody just comes to your defense. You pretty much, well, for me, I learned to live inside of their world. They shunned me. Even as we became adults, my dad's actually from the Bahamas. And I remember back in 2016, 17, they went on a family trip to see the family over in the Bahamas. And the thing that was so crazy about that, 2 years later, we went on another family trip. So when I get to the Bahamas, all my cousins and aunts, they're saying, where were you? The last time they came, where were you? We missed you. I didn't even know these people were talking about. They literally took a family trip and got on the plane without me. And once I realized that, a trip without me, and it didn't even like, it did not matter at all. So if you've been the black sheep, trust me, you're not alone, but there is a way out. You have to sometimes crawl your way out, fight your way out, or just plain leave. And here's the sad part about that. It's good for you, but it's still internally hurtful. When you leave, they do not care. That has been a huge lesson for me. They do not care. So if you want out, just get out. Bless yourself, bless your life. If you're blessed to be able to create your own family, create your own family, enjoy your family, and live your life, because they will continue to live their life like you never existed.